What's up, everyone? My name's Taylor here. Haven't made a video in a while, so yeah, I just have had a lot on my mind, and I just really wanted to talk about it, and maybe it'll be good for some people, and maybe it'll be eye-opening, and make people think in a different light, and have a different perspective, and really just want to step forward and be that voice. So lately, I've just been realizing how afraid I am of a lot of things. I'm afraid to be at my house by myself. I'm afraid to walk to my car without constantly looking behind my shoulders and wondering if something's gonna happen. I'm afraid every single morning when I wake up that something's gonna happen to someone that I love, because we live in such an evil world. And growing up, I was a very outgoing girl. I had a lot of friends. I was very, active in sports, and I just was always part of something. And nowadays my mom's always like, Taylor, you're just really reserved, and you keep to yourself a lot, and you don't have a lot of friends, and I worry about you. And I'm here today to say I never thought I would be who I am today. And I'm who I am today because of the things that I've encountered in this life, and the things I've seen and the things I've heard. And it's gotten to a point lately where I just can't take it anymore, and I just can't step back. I can't just stand here and step back and just think that eventually everything's going to be okay, because the way things are going and everything that's happening in this world, things aren't going to be okay, and it's just going to be a continuum of violence and aggression and hate and all of this stuff that is just not relevant or should not be happening. And I can't go on Facebook without seeing, someone getting jumped, someone being shot, reading about someone being killed, reading about, someone being raped, reading about a child getting beaten. I'm so sick of seeing these events on the daily that I could scream. And it's just not right. Simply put, it is just not right. And I just really think that there has been a loss of hope for humanity and society, and everyone is just conforming to these ways, and all these things are happening, and it's really not that big of a deal because you see it every day, so it's just whatever, just continue with your life. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and continue and think that all of this is okay and eventually it'll pan out and everything will be smooth sailing, because it's not. We live in such a world that is full of so much violence and anger that every single day someone is being killed. Every single day you read about someone dying. And it makes you wonder, is it going to be me next? Is it going to be someone that I love next? Am I going to get a phone call that it's happened to someone in my family? It's happened to a friend, or it's happened to someone that I know. And I'm really so over it, and it's time to talk about it. I want to have children one day, 100%. I want to have a family, and, I'm ready for that time of my life. But I sit here and I think, and I deliberate all these things, and it makes me think, I don't want to bring a child into this world with the way things are. And I don't want to bring a child in this world where everyone deals with their issues through acts of violence, where everyone deals with everything in such an untrusting way that you never know what's going to happen. And I may not have a lot of friends anymore, and I may keep to myself, and people may say I've changed, and you're right, I have changed. And I've changed as a means to protect myself from the evil that surrounds me every single day. Every single day, evil surrounds me, and I'm tired of being afraid every single day when I wake up, because I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know how we got to a point where every single thing we do is in violence and aggression. And I just wish people could understand that that doesn't solve anything. It's just a continuum of bad results. Someone does something and then they do it. Someone does something else in rebellion, and someone does something else because they want to just their case, and someone does this because that, blah, blah, blah. If you really think about it and see, nothing is ever resolved. It's just constant bad events, one after another. But when someone comes and has a little bit of courage and has a little bit of faith, stands up and is that voice, and they don't act in violence and they have a little bit of faith, they build this foundation that is so strong, and no matter what happens, nothing ever corrupts that because they stand on faith. They stand on love, and they stand on kindness. And I'm here today to say that I wish I can stand hand in hand with all of my brothers and my sisters and not be afraid, not feel that they're going to stab me in the back, or not feel that they're going to do something to hurt me or someone that I love. But every single day I am granted with this feeling of unknowing and untrusting, and every single day I draw back even more because I never know. I'm sick and tired of people conforming, and rather than standing up and saying anything, they just close their eyes and they close their ears and they pretend like it's not happening. But I'm here today to say that it is happening, it is real, and it can be changed. If you think about all these historic events that have impacted our world so much, it all started with someone that had a little bit of faith. It all started with someone that wasn't afraid to use their voice. And failure after failure, time after time, they got closer to the place they wanted to be. And here we are today, and we're able to walk side by side. And it's not a big deal. But let me tell you something, it still is a big deal. You know why? Because no one trusts anyone. It doesn't matter what color skin you have. It doesn't matter who you love. It doesn't matter where you stand. We all are still hating on one another for what good, thinking that violence is going to create a positive change, and it's not. Every single time something violent happens, it's just reoccurring events that more people are dying, and all these things are happening. It's negative. Violence is a negative act. It is a negative created thing. Violence will never be positive. When you become violent, that means you have lost hope. When you become violent, you are given up. But when you stand side by side with faith, when you stand side by side with love, you are not compromising to just whatever. But when you stand with violence, you're compromising. All right, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just going to do this thing because I'm sick of it. Well, you know what? I'm sick of it too. But you don't see me out here going and hurting people. You know what you see me doing? You see me loving even more because I have a little bit of faith in humanity left. And it's something that needs to be talked about. All of these things that you see every single day, I know that you know it's not okay. And I know that you know that you wish you could do something about it. And I'm here to tell you that you can. You can do something about it. You don't have to be afraid anymore. I don't have to be afraid anymore. My brothers and sisters, we do not have to be afraid anymore. We do not have to live in such a violent world. We do not have to act violent to prove our point, to prove our case, to get known, to be understood. You know what we have to do? We have to use our voice, because when we use our voice, then we are heard, and people can relate to us, and people can say, you know what, you're right. Or someone could disagree with us, and we talk about it. We don't have to pull out our guns and our knives and our fists in order to prove a point, because nothing is ever freaking proven that way. You know what results in that? Someone 6 feet under. And you know what results in someone being killed? Anger. And you know what results in that? Someone else being killed. It does not have to be this way. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't. And we don't have to lose hope, and we don't have to lose faith, because I'm here right now being a voice, and actions speak louder than words, but a voice, this is where we start. This is where we begin. You're that voice, and then you gain a little bit of more courage and a little bit more faith, and then you move, and then your actions start showing that, look, it can be this way. It doesn't have to be this way anymore. Yeah, it's been this way, but it doesn't have to always be that way. Think about the things that we have accomplished and conquered through history. We never, ever thought we were going to get over it. But we overcame it because one person had some faith. And they did believe we would get over it. And I'm here to say that I do believe we will get over it. And we can get over it. But we can't get over it if we all sit back and just put our heads down and just wish, oh, I wish that all of this would change. Or, oh, that's just unfortunate. You're right, it is unfortunate. And it's also unfortunate that we're just sitting here gliding along, letting all this happen. There are things that need to be talked about, and it hurts to talk about them. And people don't want to hear it. And you're going to have people that are going to hate on you. But those same people hating on you are the same people that are right beside you. They may not, be like, dude, I totally feel what you're doing. I'm totally about it. But they know right here. And it takes time. Not everyone is just going to jump on the wagon and be like, let's go save the world. Because people need to see, okay, like this can really happen. And it can really happen. It doesn't have to always be this way. And we don't always have to live in fear and constantly worry about something happening, because eventually we're going to get to a point where we're going to realize that violence isn't the answer. It's never been the answer. And when someone drops that violence, when someone takes some courage and some faith into an approach, that's when true beautiful things happen. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some building, some failing to get here. It doesn't always have to be this way, my brothers and my sisters, and I hope that you can see that with a little bit of determination and dedication, love, kindness, and faith, forgiveness, we can get to a better world, and we can have a future generation that is so overflowing with love that they never have to worry about their friends going behind their back. They never have to worry about seeing someone they love die. They never have to worry if they go to a party and they're going to get, jumped. They never have to worry if, their child's going to get beaten. None of those things are even going to be in a thought, because it's just, we're going to live in a world that is just so beautiful, and it's pouring with an abundant amount of just love. And that's what I hope for, and that's what I wish for future generations to come, that they don't have to live in fear. And I hope in this lifetime we don't have to live in fear either. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.